Okay, so let's have a look at the Junior Certificate Higher Level Maths Paper 1 for 2019, questions 3 and 4. So in question 3 here we're looking at the distance between Earth and Mars, and we're told that it's at least 56 million kilometers. Write the distance in the form a by 10 to the power of n kilometers, where a is greater than or equal to 1, less than 10, and n is a natural number. So you've got to write 56 million kilometers in scientific notation. So the way you do that is you see where the decimal point is. It's here at the moment, just after this 0. We've got to bring it back here to between 5 and 6 to make a number between 1 and 10. So if we do that, we get 5.6. We've got to multiply that by something now to bring the decimal point back here again. So to bring it back to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places, you multiply by 10 to the power of 7. And that's it really, that's part A. Part B is the same thing again, but this time we have a number that is 0.0075. We got the decimal point to the left this time. These are centimeters. We've got to write this in scientific notation, where B is between 1 and 10, and n is an integer this time. So again, bring the decimal point, take the decimal point, bring it up here to between 7 and 5 to make a number between 1 and 10. Now we've got our number between 1 and 10. We've got to multiply that by 10 to the power of something to take this number, take this decimal point and bring it back to where it was originally. So we need to bring it to the left 1, 2, 3 places. So to bring it to the left, you multiply by minus something, in this case minus 3 centimeters. So in this case, A is between 1 and 10, and n, the minus 3, is an integer. So that's fine. Let's look at the next one then. Now here we have Lewis, who was driving at 90 kilometers per hour when he sneezed. During the sneeze, his eyes were closed for half a second, so 0.5 of a second his eyes were closed. Work out how many meters he traveled during this time. Well, our speed is in kilometers per hour, so I need to change this to meters, and I'm going to change it to seconds as well. So we want to change this to meters per second. So first thing I'm going to do is change the hours to minutes, then minutes to seconds. Then I'm going to change the kilometers to meters. So to change hours to minutes, there is a conversion factor of 60. There are 60 minutes in an hour. So if you think about 90 kilometers in 1 hour, if someone travels 90 kilometers in 1 hour, how many kilometers will they travel in a minute? Well, it's going to be less kilometers. So we're going to have to take that 90 and divide by 60, which is 1.5. So he will travel 1.5 kilometers in 1 minute. Let's go again. To change from minutes to seconds, again our conversion factor is 60. There are 60 seconds in a minute. If he travels 1.5 kilometers in a minute, how many kilometers will he travel in a second? Well, it's going to be less again, so it's going to be 1.5 divided by 60, so that's 0.025. 0.025 kilometers in a second. Okay, so now we want to convert, we were down to seconds now, so we want to convert this kilometers to meters. Now you've got to know that there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So if he travels 0.025 kilometers in a second, how many meters will that be in a second? Well, the number here is going to be bigger, so you've got to multiply by 1,000. So that will give me 25 meters in a second. So 90 kilometers per hour is the same as 25 meters per second. Now if he travels 25 meters in 1 second, how many meters does he travel in half a second? Well, just divide that by 2 and you get 12.5 meters. So our answer in this particular part of the question is 12.5 meters. Okay, so let's have a look at the next question then, which is question 4a. So Katie has a gross annual income of 52,460 euros. 8.5% of this is deducted in pension contributions. The amount that is left is Katie's taxable income. Work out her taxable income after the pension contributions have been deducted. Well, she has gross income of this amount here, so what we've got to do is get 8.5% of 52,460. So when you do that, you get 4459.1 €4459.10. So that's her pension contributions. We've got to work out her taxable income then. So her taxable income is just going to be 52,460 minus 4459.10. So when you do that, you get 0.90. So that's her taxable income. Okay, so that's it for part A1. Let's have a look at part 2 here. Katie pays tax on her taxable income at a rate of 20% on the first 34,000 and 40% on the balance. She has annual tax credits of 4,200. Work out Katie's net income after income tax has been deducted. Well, her taxable income from the previous section, her taxable income was 48,000.90 euros. Now let's work out her gross tax first. So her gross tax is just, we're told, 20% of 34,000. It's called the standard rate cutoff point, plus 40% of whatever's left over after 34,000. Well, if you take 34,000 from 48,000.9, you get 14,000.90. So you just got to work this out. So we have 6,800 if we get 20% of 34,000, and 40% of 14,090 is 5,600. 5,600.36. When we add these two up, we get 12400.36 euros. So that's her gross tax. Her tax payable then is just 12400 excuse me, 0.36 minus the tax credits of 4,200. So subtract these two here and you get 8,200.36 euros. So this is how much tax she actually has to pay. Now to work out, we were asked here to work out Katie's net income, the income that she actually takes home. So in this particular case, we would take her taxable income, which is 48,000. So it's 48,000.90 minus 8,200.36. We've got to take away her tax payable, or her net tax. And when we do this, we get 39,800. 39,800.54. And this is her, what were we actually asked in the question? Her net income. This is her net income. Okay, so that's it for this part of the question. 39,800 euros and 54 cents is her net income. Okay, so let's look at the next part. Okay, so we have Katie here. She has a credit card bill. She got a credit card bill 3 months ago for 420 euros. The interest rate on her credit card is 2% per month, compounded monthly. She has not paid off any of her bill. Work out what her bill is now. Give your answer in euro, correct to the nearest cent. There's two ways of doing this actually. You can do this using a formula f is equal to p1 plus I to the power of t, or we can do it month by month. So I'll do it both ways and you'll see you'll get the same answer. F here stands for the final amount, P stands for the initial amount, I is the interest rate as a decimal, and T is the time period. So the amount here was 420 euros that she borrowed. The interest rate as a decimal, 2%, is 2 over 100, which is 0.02, so you put in 0.02 here, and the time period is 3 months here in this case. So when you work this out, it's just calculator work at this stage, you get 445.71 euros. So that's one way of doing it, but let's do it on a monthly basis. So let's take 420 euros. 420 euros. Now in the first month then she has to pay 2%. So we're going to multiply this by 2%. 2 divided by 100, or 0.02. That will give us 8.4 euros. So she has to pay 8.4 euros at the end of month 1. So this is month 1. So at the end of month 1 she has to pay, in fact at the beginning of month 2 she's paying 428.4 euros back. That's how much she still has to pay now. She pays her initial amount plus the interest. So now we've got to get 2% of that, which is 0.02 multiplied, and that will give us 8.568. 8.568. Now this is month 2, so you've got to add these two now together. So at the beginning of month 3 she owes now 436.968 euros. This is at the beginning of month 3. So we want to know how much she will owe at the end of month 3. So we've got to get 2% of this again. And if you get 2% of that, it's 8.73936. So this is month 3. So at the end of month 3, Katie owes, so she will need to pay Katie pay back. So what we're going to do again is just add these two here, and you do get 445.71 euros to the nearest cent. I mean, when you add these two you'll get more decimal places, but round to the nearest cent and you will get this value here again. Okay, so let's have a look at part C then. Katie bought a motorbike last year. Since she bought it, the motorbike lost 10% of its value. The value of the motorbike is now 12,150 euros. Work out the value of the motorbike when Katie bought it. So the motorbike is now worth 12,150 euros. Now that's really equivalent to 90% of its original value. 90%. So what we can do here is we need to work out what it was worth when it was worth 100% of its value. So what we can do here is look at what 1% would be the value at 1%. So what we got to do is take 12,150 and divide by 90. So in other words, divide 90 by 90, it'll give you 1. Divide this side by 90 and it'll give you 135 euros. So 1% of the value of the bike is worth 135 euros. We want 100%. What was it worth then? So if you get 100%, you got to multiply both sides by 100. So you get 13500 euros. Now you can check that if you want. I mean, it's not required in the question, but if you take a bike worth 13,500 euros and reduce its value by 10%, so get 10%, 10% is just 10 over 100, which is 0.1. So get 10% of this, and it's 1350 euros. Take the 13500, its value originally, subtract 1350, and you do get 12150. You do get what it's worth now. Okay, so that's it for these two questions.